Good day on the Power 5 yesterday. Went 4-1 overall. I've got 5 more free winners for you on Tuesday coming right up. But first, a reminder, today is $5 Tuesday at WagerTalk.com. That means you can get my 4% best bet in college basketball for just $5. That's a play normally priced at $25. Oh, by the way, I'm a perfect 4-0 so far in 2025 with $5 Tuesday releases. Before I run through the Power 5 for today, a reminder, you can always comment down below at any time with your thoughts on these selections. All I ask is that you please hit that thumbs up whenever you're in agreement with me. Now, we start in college basketball with a big game in the Big East. Number 11, Marquette +3 at number 12, St. John's. This one tips off a little early, 6:30 Eastern on FS1. Now, Marquette is coming off a pretty dismal loss at home, quite frankly, on Saturday. Even though the Golden Eagles forced 25 turnovers for the game, they actually trailed UConn by as many as 22 points in the first half. Other than forcing turnovers, Shaka Smart's team simply had no answers defensively. They allowed 1.17 points per possession, 63% shooting from three-point range. Now they face a St. John's team that has not lost a game by more than 3 points all season. In fact, the Johnnies' last loss period came on New Year's Eve at Creighton. However, guess what? I'm still going to take the points with Marquette here. One thing they should not have to worry about, Marquette that is, tonight, is three-point shooting. That's because, at least from the opponent, that's because St. John's is currently shooting only 24.2% from behind the arc. That is last in the conference and would be the worst three-point percentage by a Big East champion going back to the year 2000. In what I project to be a close game, I'm going to take the points. The other top 25 matchup on tonight's college hoops docket sees number 14 Kentucky going to number 25 Ole Miss. This is a 7 p.m. Eastern tip-off on ESPN. Ole Miss is out to a 5-point favorite. Honestly, it's a situation I wish I obviously would have grabbed the Rebels at the opening number, which was -3, but I'd still lay it at the current price because Kentucky, who just suffered the indignity of losing at home to former coach John Calipari in Arkansas, will again be without point guard Lamont Butler. The Wildcats have a plus 15.3 net rating with Butler on the court, so he's big loss. Forward Andrew Carr, he's also been injured. He returned versus Arkansas, but was obviously ineffective. My biggest concern, though, with this Kentucky team is on the defensive end. They have the worst defensive rating in the entire SEC. Ole Miss, on the other hand, has the second best defensive rating in the SEC. So big edge to the home team on that end of the floor. Plus, the Rebels are probably due for some positive shooting regression, at least from three. During an 0-4 ATS stretch, they've made just 31.6% from behind the arc. What better time to get your shooting back on track than when facing the league's worst defensive team? One more from me in college tonight, and that is unranked BYU hosting number 20 Arizona. This is a late night tip-off on ESPN, 11 p.m. Eastern start in Provo. Despite being unranked, BYU is a slight favorite here. Looking at the WagerTalk.com live odds screen, the Cougars have moved from a pick to -2. This is a team that has been playing quite well of late. I found that out the hard way when I took UCF against BYU on Saturday. That was incorrect. A 4-game straight-up win streak for BYU now has them up to 5th in the Big 12. Also, 11-1 straight up at home this season. Only loss at home for BYU all year was to Texas Tech, who coincidentally was the last team to beat Arizona. Now, I'm on the record as really liking this Arizona team, but this is the second of back-to-back road games for them. Prior to winning at Arizona State over the weekend, the Wildcats obviously got really lucky at home versus Iowa State on Monday. I was on Arizona there. I absolutely loved it. They win in overtime after the miracle buzzer beater by Caleb Love. But the deciding factor for me on this game is the fact the last 8 times we've had an unranked home favorite face a top 25 opponent, the unranked home favorite has won. So BYU money line is how I would play this late night affair. One more time, my top college basketball selection for Tuesday, currently available at my page, wt.buzz/BP, for only $5. Again, I'm a perfect 4-0 on $5 Tuesday so far in 2025, so take advantage now. Let's head to the NBA next, and we're going to see the Dallas Mavericks for the second time since they shockingly traded away Luka Doncic. The Mavs got absolutely smoked here in Cleveland on Sunday, losing 144-101. They allowed 50 points in the first quarter and 91 points in the first half as the Cavs would go on to make a franchise record 26 three-pointers. Now, Dallas is up against a Philadelphia team tonight that has quietly covered 6 in a row. Break up the Sixers, guys. All 6 of those covers, though, coming as underdogs. And against Boston on Saturday, the Sixers, They actually led by as many as 26 before losing 118 to 110. But guess what, guys? Philly's a favorite now, and I don't really want to back them in that role. It's a short number, but still, they've been doing damage as an underdog. I don't trust them late in games. I do like the over in this game, though. I just talked about how bad the Mavs were defensively on Sunday. Well, tonight's total has already shot up from 224.5 to 226. I agree with that move. Miami at Chicago is the last game I want to hit on today. The Heat opened -4, but are now down to -3.5. Even though the Bulls just traded away Zach LaVine, who was having a career year for them, he was their leading scorer. Of course, Miami continues to navigate the uncertain waters surrounding suspended star Jimmy Butler, but I would still lay the short number with the Heat here. It should be a short rotation for the Bulls in the wake of this aforementioned trade I just talked about. This is a Bulls team I don't think really cares about making the playoffs anymore. Certainly, the front office is sending a message that a rebuild is likely. Meanwhile, Miami's won 3 or 4 without Butler. Only loss in that stretch came to Eastern Conference leading Cleveland. Take the better team, laying a short number. All right, recap time. For Tuesday, I like Marquette plus the points against St. John's. I'd lay the points with Ole Miss against Kentucky. BYU money line against Arizona. Then in the NBA, over in Dallas, Philly. And then I like Miami as a short road favorite against Chicago. Again, comment down below with your thoughts. Any questions on games I did not hit, feel free to fire those off. Or just let me know what you plan on betting tonight. I always enjoy seeing that. Before I go, I've got another great offer to share with you, and it is for the Super Bowl this Sunday. It's a game you may have heard of. Mark Zitto and I, the Morning Wager, we have teamed up for another buy one, get one offer. Just $69 will give you every Super Bowl play both of us release. Right now, that's 6 picks. I have 2 picks. He has 4. You can get all 6 for just $69 at either of our pages, wt.buzz/BP or wt.buzz/MZ. Both of us have a 5% play on the game. So head on over, take advantage now. I'm a perfect 3-0 in the Super Bowl the last 2 years, perfect 6-0 the last 4 times the Chiefs have been in the Super Bowl. That's going to do it for Tuesday's edition of the Power 5. Hope you enjoyed it. Smash that like button if you did. Make sure you're subscribed to that WagerTalk YouTube channel. And until next time, let's cash some tickets.